Oh boy, YouTube made another change and everybody's losing their minds. I don't know about you guys, but I've been on Facebook a long time, and this just kind of reminds me of how angry people used to get when Facebook would change a small thing. Like, the wall on Facebook became the news feed, and they made one thing go to the right side of the screen and something else was over on the left side of the screen, and every single time any change was made, people would go nuts. There was always so much backlash. I hate the changes. I hate the changes. I hate the changes. Because people hate changing. People like to be in their nice, comfortable bubble of everything is fine forever. But that's not really the way life works. Today I want to talk about the whole situation with YouTube, guys. I know I just made it seem like I don't give a shit, but I do. I know there's a lot of small YouTubers out there who are barely getting by on YouTube, and some of the recent changes have affected them more than others, I suppose, considering, if you get a drop in views, if you get, say, a 30 to 40% decrease, which is what a lot of people are talking about, that could be the difference between you making your rent and not making your rent or something. I mean, personally, I don't think you should be a full-time YouTuber if you're that close to not being able to make it, because YouTube is such an unstable income. If you're not at least a little bit above that line, you're treading on thin ice. But there are people who are doing it. Props to you. But yeah, guys, the changes have affected a lot of people. Some people have been affected more than others. Personally, I haven't really even noticed much of what was going on. The only time I really hear about YouTube has made some sort of crazy change and YouTube is different now is like on Twitter and things. Because I do my own thing. I make YouTube videos, and honestly, I don't even check my analytics anymore, okay? Because when you first start out as a YouTuber and you're growing and everything's going great, up, all the way to the top kind of thing, before I hit 1 million subscribers, everything was kind of just like, yeah, growth. And there comes a point where the growth slows down. All channels pretty much do this. I look at all the channels that I used to watch who were big channels when I started, and a lot of those channels I have like just as many subscribers as now, because growth slows down as time goes on. That's just how it is. And so I just kind of steered away from looking at my statistics because of the fact that I don't want to discourage myself. I make YouTube videos because I enjoy making YouTube videos. I enjoy the fact that other people enjoy watching my YouTube videos, and obviously it's a pretty fantastic job to be able to make YouTube videos every day. Point is, guys, I don't really have a whole lot of awareness as to what's going on in terms of the different things that YouTube has been doing lately, because apparently what's happening is they're not favoring watch time as much anymore. YouTube, a while ago, like a long time ago, they said, hey, why don't we make it so that the longer you watch a video, the more likely it is that that video is going to be recommended to other people. Because if you watch a video for a long time, it means that the video must be interesting. It must, capture your attention long enough for you to get through it. And then it kind of came to a point where a lot of people were making videos longer so that they'd make more money kind of thing. And then the whole 10-minute cutoff for putting extra ads on is the thing. And I don't know, there's all kinds of things going on, guys. But I think the general idea here is that YouTube wants to favor things besides watch time now. They want to make it so that interaction is really important. And I've watched some videos on this stuff. I've watched Jacksepticeye's video and PewDiePie's video and H3H3's video. Ethan pointed out, H3H3, that one of the most popular channels right now, the fastest growing channels, is a dude who is just constantly screaming about how you need to give him likes. Hey, I gotta get so many likes on this video. And I mean, I don't know if that's why this guy is popular or not. I didn't really look into it or not. I'm sure this guy actually has decent content besides that, right? I'm sure he puts in work. People have this idea that you can just grow on YouTube just by taking some gimmick and running with it. And you can't. You can't just do a thing because that's what works. Or everybody will be just doing the thing that works. Look at all these people who are coming out and trying to copy what Leafy did because they expect it to just work for them as well. But it doesn't. That's not how YouTube works. If you haven't noticed, guys, this video is kind of just a collection of thoughts. I don't even know where I'm going. I wrote down some things down here so I wouldn't forget what I was supposed to talk about, but I just keep forgetting what I just talked about. So as I was saying, I watched a few videos on the topic, and there's different opinions there. I see a lot of people complaining about the trending on YouTube now. Why is this thing trending? Why is that thing trending? Apparently YouTube is kind of putting things manually in the trending section so that people will see it like ads for movies and things like that. I don't really know if that's true or not. Everything is kind of just speculation at this point. Like everything, because YouTube hasn't really said anything about it. YouTube's pulling the old, the old YouTube and just shutting the hell up. I mean, you got people like me, over 1 million subscribers, okay? There's not that many channels that are that big, but even that is nothing to YouTube. YouTube does not care about that stuff, okay? That's why YouTube doesn't listen to the creators. They're finally starting to a little bit. I got some good news, guys. I recently got contacted by someone at YouTube. Her name is Meg, and she's all like, hey, I'm your for real contact at YouTube. You can come to me with your problems and your questions, yada, yada, yada. I'm sure if I asked her any of this stuff, she'd probably just give me a cold shoulder because YouTube, when it comes down to it, YouTube doesn't want to talk about the shit that's going on YouTube. But I do have a person now, and she actually did something for me as well. I told her about the channel that was impersonating me. I had one of those channels, That's how you know you made it, guys, because the channel goes and takes all your videos and re-uploads them for ad revenue. But there was one of those channels, and I just sent her a link for it. I'd already, reported it, and nothing happened. So I sent her a link, and it was taken down. So it's like, yeah, cool. Finally, here you are. So I like to think personally, guys, that YouTube is at least trying a little bit, but obviously they have never been able to just be transparent about things. They don't do that. That's just YouTube's way. Hopefully it improves in the future. That's the main thing that I think is the problem here when it comes to all these changes, is that YouTube doesn't want to tell anyone about it. When I found out about this whole YouTube Red, people are are able to subscribe to you kind of thing, when everybody else found out about it. Yeah, they were just like, hey, by the way, Mr., more than 1 million subscribers, you make us plenty of money on YouTube. Kind of important to have big creators. Here you are, you're getting the same information that everybody else gets, because fuck you. And don't worry, guys, I don't think I'm entitled to anything, okay? If I thought that I was entitled to anything, I'd be angry right now, because I'd be angry that YouTube is planning on taking away all my views, okay? Because if they change it from watch time to something else, well, I mean, Jesus, what else do I have to go on here? Because when it comes to gaming videos, they don't really get a whole lot of interaction, okay? You look at some other types of content, more like vloggy type stuff, it tends to get a lot more comments, a lot more likes and things like that. Look at one of my vlogs. Usually if I do a vlog, it's just me standing up, opening some mail or something stupid like that. I get so many comments on it and so many likes for no reason. I think it's just because, I don't know, part of it's more relatable, I suppose. People watch it a little bit longer. They tend to be a little bit shorter. And another thing, I guess, when it comes to gaming, you might not like the game, but if you're subscribed to me, you gotta like me, right? Nobody says, hey, I hate that guy, but he's playing that game, so I guess I'll subscribe to him anyway. That doesn't happen. Okay, so I'm not really sure, but I'm just saying that when it comes to gaming, people don't really interact as much as the other, genres on YouTube. I could be wrong, okay? That's just my personal experience. That's all I can really give you here, guys. And trust me, you should take this with a grain of salt, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Here's a problem a lot of people have been having that I think is actually pretty important, because I have seen people say it to me as well. And I don't know, maybe these people are lying, but there's a big thing about people getting unsubscribed from channels. Channels they're subscribed to, channels they watch videos of or they don't, I don't know. And all of a sudden, they come back one day, whoops, turns out YouTube unsubscribed me from your channel. I don't know. I'm not going to call anybody a liar. I haven't really had that happen to me, I don't think. There might have been a time, okay? And what scares me is that maybe I've had these channels that I wanted to hold on to that I've subscribed to, and then they disappeared again. Okay, but there's channels that don't upload anymore that I'm subscribed to. There's channels that are really, really tiny that I don't watch that I'm subscribed to, and they're still there. Okay, because I go and I check now and then I look at my subscriptions, and I know those channels are still there doing their thing. Hopefully it doesn't affect me, because I'm too disorganized to remember all the people I subscribe to, and I think you guys are probably the same way. So if you did get unsubscribed from my channel, well, I mean, congratulations, you made it back. Other than that, I mean, watch out. You don't want to miss this. Another thing that's been going on, guys, is the whole subscription thing, where it seems like YouTube doesn't really care about subscriptions anymore, and they don't really want you to be in your subscription tab. They want you to be recommended the videos and things like that. So now, apparently, your videos are just getting recommended rather than like showing up in sub boxes or something. I don't know. All I can tell you when it comes to that is if you like my videos a lot, or even just a little, if you watch one now and then, I don't know, whatever, you can click a little bell down below the video. That little bell, I think it's down below the video. Maybe it's not. Doesn't matter. Wherever it is, it's either on the video or on my channel page. If you click the little bell, you will get notified when I upload, okay? I'm sure it would be super annoying unless you really like me, but you will get a notification. You'll never miss an upload again, guys. I am your savior. You're welcome. At the end of the day, guys, YouTube is gonna change. Things are gonna change. Everything changes over time, whether you like it or not. It always sucks when things change, okay? That's the whole point. That's what I said at the beginning of the video. People don't like change. People don't like it when things change. They want things to stay the same. That's just how it's always been. That's how it's always gonna be. But people make decisions. People change things. YouTube is a business, okay? And actually, YouTube is a business that doesn't even make money. Apparently, like, Google loses money because of like all the bandwidth they have to supply just to get a few cents on an ad. I mean, that stuff's got to add up. That's got to be some expensive stuff, guys. But either way, you know, things are going to change. I'm just going to roll with it, okay? I always just roll with it. Whatever happens, I'll just be here making crappy YouTube videos until my channel gets deleted, okay?